there are two places that we can get Incarnon weapons. The first place you should be looking is the Zariman, which should identify to you that these are in fact late game weapons. Once you are on the Zariman, go ahead and fast travel to Cavaliero, and we'll find in this charming gentleman's inventory that we can purchase some rather cool looking weapons. These are the initial Incarnon weapons. Haven't used the melee ones too much, but all of the ranged weapons are quite strong, so I do recommend going ahead and getting all of them. You are of course going to need to rank up with the holdfast, and you are going to need to do a lot of farming for the void plumes. If you're following the playlist, you should now have access to the parallax or be farming the parallax at the same time as getting all of the void plumes, which is going to help you with this significantly. The second place that we can get Incarnon weapons is from the Deviri circuit by switching to Steel Path. I'm uncertain as to whether or not the entire star chart needs to be completed for this. What I do know is that even with the star chart complete, you still need to have completed the Lone Story, Deviri experience, and the circuit, at least one each, to make this available. To err on the side of caution, I'm going to assume you also need to have all of the nodes on the main star chart complete as well. Once you have selected Steel Path and we go onto the circuit here, you are going to be met with this menu, which is going to allow you to pick from several rewards for your circuit for the week. This rotates weekly. Because I don't want to take someone else's picture, what I will do is I'll leave a link in the description or a table that'll show you the weekly rotation. It is a set 8-week rotation, so you can predict when the weapons are coming in. If you are like part of the way through, or you're missing one, or there's one specifically that you want, you will need to come on during the specific week that is going to be available. When you're on this screen, the first one that you pick is going to be the easiest one to get. I actually miss using my Boltor, so let's go ahead. Let's select Boltor Incarnon Genesis, and it's probably a good idea for me to pick a melee. Although let's get the Lex. Let's get the Lex. All right, we'll confirm this, and now this is going to be my reward path as we do Steel Path circuit. This resets at the end of each Sunday. I don't know if it's time zone specific, but for me, basically next Monday, these rewards will change, and so that is how long I have to run the circuit enough to unlock all of the rewards that we have. Fifth reward is going to be the Boltor Incarnon, and the 10th is going to be the Lex, as well as some extra steel essence, some arcanes, and generally speaking, a Riven mod. That's actually going to be worth platinum because it's melee. So all in all, this is a very rewarding thing to do, but we are sticking on Incarnon weapons right now. Something to note about the Deviri Incarnon rewards then is that they are not immediately weapons. They are in fact adapters that we need to install on weapons. And to do this, you will need to come back to Cavaliero, our lovely gentleman here. Then we can select the weapons that we have the Incarnon adapter for, and we'll need to use resources to install them onto the actual weapon that we want to improve. So I'm going to use my Latron here as my example. And then each Incarnon weapon is going to have challenges that will allow it to evolve as it moves forward. So in this instance, for me to unlock this first one here, I need to complete a solo mission with the Latron equipped. Okay, let's go do that. One mission later, here we are back at Cavaliero. And when I select this now, because we've completed it, we get to pick from 2 different specs that we can have on the Latron. And I'm really liking that free galvanized status there, basically. Cool thing is, you don't need to worry about this. You can just switch them freely, so you are not locked in once you select it. And you can, in fact, do this from the Arsenal screen, which I'll show right here just so you guys can see. So on the Arsenal screen, look, we can go ahead and we can just change this whenever we want to, which is rather nice. We can also go ahead, take a look at what the next challenge is, which is going to be kill 100 enemies with this weapon's Incarnon form, which is convenient because I was just going to show you guys how we activate it. We activate the Incarnon form by getting headshots and building up the little meter that you can see there underneath the reticle. Please, Mo, stop shooting the enemies. I need to show this. So we're going to build that up as we move forward. Now, of course, this works very nicely with something like multi-shot and increased fire rate and all of that good stuff. And then once the meter is full, as you can see there, we press our alternate fire, and that is now going to act differently. So we need to get 100 kills like this for the next level of our Incarnon weapon here. And with that done, we can come on back to the arsenal where we can pick our next upgrade. So I'm going to go with magazine capacity here, I think. And then we can move on to the next evolution challenge, kill 30 enemies that are at least 40 meters away. I'm sure that'll probably be best out on the plains of Eidolon. So when it comes to activating a melee weapons Incarnon mode, you can see that my combo gauge down in the bottom right corner is glowing. You can do this anytime it's over ×5, but I just kind of wanted to play around with it a little bit. Once it is doing that, we can then go ahead and use our heavy attack, and that is going to put it into its Incarnon mode, which we can see by how much the weapon is glowing. This will last for 90 seconds, basically giving us a melee bonus as we are in the Incarnon mode. But the melee Incarnon weapon challenges work in exactly the same way, so we can just go around and get these complete so that we can have them fully activated. And I believe that concludes everything that we need to know about Incarnon weapons, how to get them, how to equip them, how to activate them, and I'll catch you all in the next video.